You know what? I like my living room. I like the structure of my living room and I like things about it, but it always just felt drab to me. Like it just needed something and I couldn't figure it out. I was hanging things and trying a clutter wall and nothing would work.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, again, it's just the little updates and maybe just looking at your space with a different eye. And that's kind of what we did. So let's go through a few of your before, sweetheart. So your befores here, so we can see the first one had all the right ingredients. I just think it was just lacking a bit of luster, so to speak. The drapery was a little bit thin. The sofa's in fantastic shape, great color. And I think the room has good bones. So you did a great purchase on that sofa. For sure, which is fantastic.
Thank you.
Let's go to the next picture here. Number 2, I think there's no focal point. The fireplace, again, a bit lackluster. The mirror's definitely not working because your eye immediately goes to the left with that strong piece of artwork.
Right.
Okay, and then the coffee table and the drum table that you purchased, again, way to go.
Thank you.
Great purchases.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's the one thing I like, my coffee table.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. And the next one, again, if we can just look at the room again, you know, it's just, I think we just need to look at it with a different eye, okay? So now we can get into our afters. So let's roll the first one here. So you can see here, first, guys, look at the space now that we did. Our design team kind of went in and just sort of tidied it up a bit. Again,
Great.
if you kind of think about it, if you look at it, we didn't change a lot. Like, we didn't change the floor plan because everything was kind of working. We just made a few tweaks, and this was to accommodate your existing sofa. Again, so that was our main thing. So let's go to the next B-roll that we have here. And this is where I think all the drama happens, right? We painted the fireplace and the mantle in a high-gloss black, okay? And see the strong focal point? We moved that piece of artwork above the fireplace, so you're literally just drawn right into it, which I love, and everything just sort of melts on around that. And then we repositioned the art, like I said, and see how, like, that's such an easy thing. It's a quart of paint, you know?
Yeah.
And do you like that?
I love it. And I would have never done it. I would have
You've
never
never done that.
I'm sorry. We're new on this show. This is the first time you and your team have ever done kind of a makeover on a room.
mini makeover.
And I'm trying to identify what I'm feeling and I believe it's arousal. I think I'm aroused by that look. That's incredible.
Yeah, that looks really
But
great.
again, it's even like it's almost like you need to shop your own home first before you shop in stores. Because a lot of times you have great pieces of furniture in other rooms or maybe in the same room, but it's just in the wrong wall.
It's just the positioning of that.
Right, you know. So that's kind of what we did. You know, and I was saying, and you know what, and having your friends over and, you know, and or someone just to kind of go through and again, looking at it differently. Because sometimes you kind of like, oh, I'll just leave that, and you get bored with things.
Right.
You know? So let's go to the next B-roll that we have here. So the next one, let's talk about the sofa. You like a lot of mixing of patterns and things of that nature. So we have on the sofa there, we've got faux fur, we've got the kilim, again, different patterns and colors. Your lamps were fantastic. We kept those because they really anchor the fireplace now back and forth. Let's talk about the drapery panels and those Eames chairs, which I absolutely love. Again, you have a toddler, so we're creating a nice conversation area now. And these Eames chairs are great. You can move them around into the dining room. You can also just wipe them clean because they're plastic, right?
Speaking of the pillows on the sofa, I like the way you did it here, where it's just a mix. They're not all matchy-matchy.
Right.
How do you put that together and not make it matchy?
I kind of think you got it like that sort of where your pattern and your statement is on the sofa. Everything else was pretty well solid. So you can have kind of fun in that way. It's like, you know, it's like when you're dressing patterns, right?
Oh.
You know, like
Yes.
Oh. Exhibit A, ladies and gentlemen.
Exhibit A.
Hi.
Mixing and patterns and textures. It all works. And again, that's where you can have your fun there, right? You know?
Right.
Like you could have your fun in your outfit. And also, I just want to say quickly about the area work was fantastic. We kept that. And again, with those Eames chairs, and I love those because, again, that black is tying in to the lamps, is tying into the mantle. So it's sort of going around the room. So that's our little thread of color. Well, black's not really colored.
What
but
was
it's
the
an anchor.
inspiration for this? How did you bring this all in with the black and everything? Like, how do you see this?
Again, I think that, well, you just kind of see it, but you just find a common element. Like, you know, it's
you
just...
just...
I was just gonna say, I'm like, I don't think we see the same thing.
this common element.
Yeah.
Because the inspiration really came from you. You know, it's like you wanted sort of a relaxed, sort of young, young living room, and again, you wanted it to work for you as a toddler, right?
For sure. And I really wanted new pillows. That was the big thing for me. I just kept buying white and gray and tan, and I was like, this is not working. And when I saw those pillows, I would have never, ever pick them on my own, but they're perfect.
Or paired them together like that.
I know.
And that's the thing too, if you're on a budget, which we all are, especially
Yeah.
when you're doing things that are on
Yeah,
trend, is pillows are kind of the most affordable way to change up the look of any room, right?
Pillows, paint. We even put, in the corners, put a blank corner. We just threw a plant there. You know, again, big box stores. I would say, when in doubt, throw a plant. Because it's like you can fill a lot of space. The drapery, again, making that feel a little bit fuller. Inexpensive, you can get big box stores, again, have great inexpensive drapery. But your main pieces were fantastic. They were solid. They were good purchases.
Thank you.
And that's one thing. You got to think the longevity of a major purchase, even a coffee table.
Yeah.
And again, I like that we can sort of move it out. Your toddler can still run around. And we're not sort of congesting that living room.
Yeah,
for,
that made
for
a
your
big
family.
difference. I wouldn't have put that coffee table in the middle of the room, but it looks so much better and it looks bigger and more.
Yeah, because it looks expensive. I'll be honest with you.
Well, I'm telling you, our budget was $575.
That's it.
Hey everybody, it's Steven Sabados. Do you want more like the video you just watched? Well, subscribe now and get more home decor, styling tips, and DIYs delivered to you daily. I hear subscribing is really on trend this season.